In a not too distant time, Earth became a perfect place, without fights, and with nature recovered. This happened because beings from another planet, called souls, took over people. They're like small creatures that enter people's bodies and make them disappear. The souls can still see the memories of the people, and you can tell who is a soul because they have silver circles in their eyes. Some people have not yet been taken by the souls and hide to continue living. One of these people is Melanie, who is trying to hide in a hotel, but some groups of souls who are like police, called Seekers, found her. Melanie managed to hit some of them and ran to the upper floor, where she jumped through the window and got badly hurt when she hit the ground. The Seekers caught her and took her to the hospital, and there they healed all her wounds with a magical spray from the aliens. Afterward, they took a soul from a small box and placed it inside her. When she woke up, her eyes had changed, and the soul inside her said her name was Wanderer. Hey, what would you do if you were one of the only survivors in a world dominated by aliens? The movie I'm going to summarize is called Th3 H0st. It's a movie that mixes action, adventure, drama, romance, science fiction, and suspense. It's a really cool movie, and the ending surprised me. So grab your popcorn, subscribe to the channel, activate the bell, and leave a like to receive the best recaps. In the following hours, they let Wanderer rest and get used to the new body, but she discovered that there was a voice in her head. It seems that Melanie didn't want to leave and was fighting against Wanderer. Later, a blonde seeker called Wanderer to talk and asked her to look at Melanie's memories to discover where the people who weren't souls were hiding. Wanderer did this and began to tell Melanie's past. One day, while she was swimming with her brother Jamie, the Seekers arrived. The siblings remained hidden under a pier while at the house. Their father killed himself so as not to become a soul. Melanie tried to make Wanderer stop talking, but she couldn't. That night, Wanderer dreamed of Melanie's memories. Melanie was entering a house to get food when suddenly a guy named Jared attacked her, thinking she was a soul. Soon he saw that she was a normal person like him and kissed her out of happiness. But Melanie pushed him away and ran away. Jared went after her, and after showing that he was indeed human, asked them to stay together. When Wanderer woke up, she couldn't forget how the kiss had been, so she drew Jared until Melanie made her drop the pencil. The next day, the blonde alien found the drawing and scolded Wanderer for it before asking for more information. Wanderer told her that Melanie and Jamie started living with Jared in the wilderness. Melanie and Jared grew closer and eventually got together. Feeling their love left Wanderer very confused, and the blonde had to remind her that people's desires are also wrong. The story continued showing that one day, Jared saw the Seekers coming, so they had to flee, hoping to find other hidden people. During the journey, they stopped to rest at a hotel where the Seekers found Melanie. She was distracting them so that the others could escape. After that, Wanderer said she couldn't see more memories, and the blonde left, but there was a landscape in her head that she soon drew. Melanie convinced her to tear the paper into tiny pieces because showing that place to the Seekers would put the people she loved in danger. In the following days, the blonde continued asking things to Wanderer, who didn't say anything else because now that she had felt Melanie's love, she wanted to protect it. One afternoon, the blonde told Wanderer that they had seen Jared, and that the Seekers would find him soon. Wanderer became desperate and tried to hit her, but the blonde quickly held her and made her sleep with the spray. Later, in the place where they stayed, the blonde and a doctor decided that Melanie wasn't letting Wanderer control and said they would put her in a body that was easier to control. The blonde planned to enter Melanie's body just to see her memories and then leave. They let Wanderer rest during the night, since they were going to do this in the morning, and Melanie convinced her to escape. She taught her how to lock the door with a chair and made her jump from the balcony, falling into the pool. A Seeker tried to stop Wanderer, but Melanie made her turn the spray to make him sleep. Then Melanie wanted to steal a car, but Wanderer knew she could just ask, saying it was an emergency. A driver gave the car without thinking twice, because these aliens usually don't do wrong things and trust each other a lot. In the building, the blonde and the doctor knocked on the door and finally knocked it down, but it was too late. They searched the room and in Wanderer's clothes found the pieces of the drawing. During the trip, Melanie continued showing memories of her with Jamie to distract Wanderer and make her hands drive the car toward where the people were hiding. When Wanderer realized this, the two girls began to fight for the wheel and made the car go off the road. With no other option, Wanderer let Melanie guide her through the desert, making sure to step on rocks to leave no marks. At the Seeker's place, the blonde put the drawing together and found the place on a map on the computer. She ran out in her car and arrived at the place with the crashed car, but there were no tracks for her to follow. She called more people and told them to search the area. Meanwhile, Wanderer continued walking through the desert with only a small water bottle from the car. In the end, the sun burned so much that she fainted under a tree. There she was found by Jeb, the leader of the hidden people. As he gave her water, Wanderer said, "You found us," and the way she spoke caught Jeb's attention. At that moment, more people arrived, but they weren't happy. Maggie slapped her while Ian and Kyle wanted to kill her for being a parasite, but Jeb didn't let them get close with his gun and covered Wanderer's eyes to take her with them. The group entered a secret cave in the mountains where the people had been hiding all along. The people Melanie loved were there, but Jared soon hit her. Maggie said that Melanie should be taken care of by their doctor like the other parasites, but Jamie, all scared, didn't agree. Wanderer got a room, and Jamie was spying on her through a hole in the ceiling. Melanie asked Wanderer not to tell anyone about her voice, because they would think she was lying. Jared was guarding her room, knowing that the other guys would want to kill her. When they came, Jared started fighting with Kyle, and Wanderer ran out to defend him, but they didn't care about her and continued fighting. Ian took the opportunity to grab Wanderer and start choking her, but at that moment, Jeb appeared and fired a shot into the air, making everyone stop. He said that the corridor to Wanderer's room was now forbidden and threatened to shoot anyone who tried again. Before leaving, Jared asked Jeb not to let Jamie get near her. A while later, Ian, Jared, and Kyle saw that the Seekers were in the area. In the end, the group gave up because there were no clues to follow, but the blonde didn't want to leave with the others. Going back to Wanderer, she finally saw Jamie spying on her and explained that she entered Melanie's body while Jeb listened in hiding. At that moment, the guys returned, and Jared reminded Jamie to stay away from Wanderer because she was bad. But Ian was beginning to have doubts, because the souls usually don't defend others. In the desert, the blonde received a call saying that the search group was returning because they had seen people in the area. In the morning, Jeb told Wanderer that he would call her Wanda to make it shorter, and took her to a river underground so she could wash herself. Then he took her to their wheat plantation, which they keep alive thanks to some mirrors in a hole in the ceiling that make the sunlight reach there. At the same time, the Seekers started searching the area with helicopters. Soon Jeb heard the helicopters and told everyone to close the mirrors so they wouldn't be seen, removing the reflection just in time. After the helicopters left, Jeb gave his gun to Jamie to make him feel safe while spending time with Wanderer without telling him that he had kept the bullets. Jamie took Wanderer to see a cave full of fireflies, and Melanie decided they should tell the truth. Wanderer explained that Melanie was still alive inside her, and Jamie, all relieved, hugged her. Meanwhile, a group of people went out in trucks to look for food and things. They went to a supermarket, and when they were loading the trucks, a Seeker found them. Jared quickly knocked him out and put him in the truck before they left. The next morning, Wanderer was invited to harvest the wheat. While she worked, she kept exchanging looks with Ian. Maggie didn't want to give her water, and Ian shared his. Wanderer liked the attention, even though Melanie reminded her that he had tried to kill her. Suddenly, the noise of the helicopters returning frightened Jamie and made him hurt himself with the sickle. Everyone ran to close the mirrors again and not be discovered. The helicopters flew away and saw one of the trucks on the road moving faster than it could. The guys in that truck started shooting and scared away the helicopter, but soon the Seekers in cars started chasing them. Soon they were surrounded with no way to escape, so the guys decided to crash the truck so as not to be caught. In the other truck, Jared and Kyle were very sad to see their friends dying, but they had to pretend to be souls and continue. The blonde Seeker saw that they hesitated and told her group. Soon, a Seeker car started chasing them too, and Kyle started shooting without hitting. Jared stopped the truck under a bridge and made the car hit it. Then he and Kyle tried to get the driver, but at that moment, the blonde arrived and started shooting at them. The guys quickly fled in the truck, and the blonde accidentally shot the Seeker driver, killing him. The other Seekers argued with her, saying she was losing control and needed to stop this senseless pursuit. In the caves, Wanderer told stories about her people. They took over 12 planets with intelligent life and swears they always lived in peace with other species. She also said, She is more than 1,000 years old. At that moment, Jared and Kyle returned and were very angry to see Wanderer sitting at the table as if she were equal to them. Jeb didn't let them shoot, and Ian explained that she wasn't dangerous, but nobody listened to him. Jamie stepped in and finally told them that Melanie was still alive in there, but Jared didn't want to believe it and left. Ian said that Wanderer could stay in his room to be safe. That night, Jared dreamed of intimate moments with Melanie and decided to talk to her, but continued saying this instead of she. Ian agreed to leave them alone for a while, and Jared kissed Wanderer, making Melanie desperate and forcing Wanderer to push him away like the first time. Jared got all excited because he saw this as proof that Melanie was still in there and said he loved her. Terrified, Wanderer ran away to hide near the river. At that moment, Kyle came looking for her, so she hid underwater. She waited for him to leave and tried to escape through another tunnel, but he was waiting for her and soon attacked her. After much fighting, he tried to push her into the waterfall, but Wanderer managed to punch him and make him fall. Melanie wanted to let him die, but Wanderer held his hand so he wouldn't drown. Soon Ian and Jared arrived and helped get him out of the water. After that, the doctor examined the two, and Jeb asked for an explanation. Wanderer said it was an accident, and Ian didn't believe her, but since they had no proof of an attack, Kyle could stay for now. Then Jared told Ian to stay away from Wanderer and left with Kyle to look for more food and things. Later, Ian took Wanderer outside the cave to enjoy the sunlight and said he liked her. Wanderer said she liked him too, and Ian tried to kiss her, but Wanderer didn't let him because of Melanie's protests. Ian kissed her anyway, and Wanderer asked for time to think. Meanwhile, at the Seeker's place, the blonde continued looking at the videos of the area and saw her hand trembling. She didn't want to admit that she was losing control while hearing a voice in her head. A while later, Wanderer saw that Jamie's wound wasn't being well taken care of. She ran to argue with the doctor and was horrified when she discovered that the captured Seekers were brought there so the doctor could remove the parasites, which killed them. After calling the group monsters, she went to her room to cry. Days passed with Wanderer refusing to leave the room or eat. In the end, Jeb came to see how she was and said she couldn't expect people to give up. Wanderer wanted to leave, so to make her stay, Jeb promised not to bring more hostages. He also told her that Jamie was very sick because his wound was infected. Worried, Wanderer ran to see Jamie while trying to talk to Melanie, but the voice wasn't responding anymore. She lied to Jamie and said Melanie was fine, but then she ran to see Ian and asked him to kiss her. Nothing in her tried to stop the kiss, which showed that Melanie had gone away. But Ian didn't want to believe it and asked Jared to kiss Wanderer. This made Melanie react and make Wanderer bite Jared to stop the kiss. When she heard about Jamie, Melanie agreed that they should do something, and Wanderer convinced Jared to take her to the city. In front of the hospital, Jared's knife made some cuts on Wanderer that she used to get a consultation with a doctor. The advanced spray immediately healed all wounds, and while the doctor was distracted, Wanderer stole several spray bottles in her bag. On the way out, she saw a soul box and took it too. Nearby, a mysterious motorcycle prepared to follow them. The two managed to return to the caves, and the sprays healed Jamie immediately, who felt better quickly. Now the group trusted Wanderer more and took her on the next search for food, because she could get everything legally because of her eyes. Shortly after, when they returned to the cave, they were shocked to see the guard dead on the ground. At that moment, the blonde appeared, because she was the person on the motorcycle. She prepared to shoot at them, but Jeb appeared and shot her first. The blonde was taken to the cave and healed with a spray, which left her very confused. Wanderer asked some questions and realized that the other Seekers didn't know where she had gone, so they should be safe. After thinking a lot, Wanderer spoke with the doctor and said she could teach him to remove parasites without killing them if he promised not to kill anymore, and he agreed. After that, the blonde was sedated, and the doctor made a cut, which Wanderer used to teach people how to carefully remove the alien, convincing it to come out. The small alien was placed inside the box she had stolen, and the blonde woke up as a human again, saying her original name was Lacey. Like Melanie, Lacey was also trapped inside her own head, and this caused the blonde to chase Wanderer to prevent more hosts from being like her. A few hours later, the group went to the city, and Wanderer used the laser system through which the boxes arrived on Earth to send the blonde parasite back into space. When they returned to the caves, Wanderer asked the doctor to remove her from Melanie's body and let her die. Everyone disagreed with the idea, since they could save the parasite too, but Wanderer wouldn't listen. Ian went after her and said he loved her, so Wanderer finally gave him a goodbye kiss. A while later, Wanderer woke up and was very surprised to see Melanie in front of her. The group brought a mirror and explained that they gave her the body of a girl who was brain dead. So instead of taking a life, she was actually helping this person to live. Now Wanderer could start a new life with Ian with her new human name, Wanda, while Melanie returned to Jared. A few months later, the two couples were in the city and were stopped by a seeker. He soon removed everyone's sunglasses to discover that they were humans and saw Wanda's alien eyes, asking if she was a prisoner. The others wanted her to lie to save herself, but Wanda said she was a friend of the humans. This made the seeker smile. It turns out he was also working with a group of humans who had been looking for other survivors, and they invited the couples to join them. And so the movie ends. What score would you give this movie? And don't forget to activate the bell to be notified of new recaps.